Hello, my name is Alexis Cam, and I'm one of the social media coordinators for camp this year. And in this video, I'm going to be going over some of the most basic tools and features of Zoom, which we'll be using for our camp. Before I start off, I also want to say that Zoom has different options for Chromebook users. So if you are a Chromebook user, then you won't be having some of the features that Zoom provides for Windows and Mac. So you won't be able to find the same tools as in Windows and Mac laptops. So we're gonna start off with opening our Zoom, and if you click on this settings icon over here, you can see different settings and options that you can customize for meetings and to your preferences. What we want to focus on for now is the background and filters. So make sure that you have the blur feature on if you do have the latest update of Zoom. Now we're going to close this, and I'm going to be hosting a new meeting just to show you the different features that Zoom provides. So when you join a meeting, you're going to see this join with computer audio. You want to click on this, and you'll be able to connect to the audio for the meeting. You can unmute yourself to talk, then mute yourself again. And there's different options for your microphones. You can try and test different stuff out, see what audio is the best for you. And there's also a video icon over here. You can stop your video if you need to leave your spot for a second, or if there's an emergency you need to attend to. You can just block your video for a moment and turn it back on when you're back. And this as well has different settings. You can choose your virtual background through this way too, or your video filter. But we won't be using video filters. You just want to make sure that you have the blur background. And so we do have a lot of features you can see in this toolbar down here, and also in the right corner over here, you have a button called View. If you click on this, you can see different options. These are basically different options for how you want to see participants in this meeting. So a speaker view, you won't be able to see much of the differences here because I'm currently the only one in this meeting, but I'll explain to you what it looks like. So a speaker view normally has one big screen over here, which shows the person that is talking. And there will be a rectangular box at the top here showing 5 or 6 participants, and there will be arrows on the sides so you can see other participants. But it'll just be like a main focus on the speaker, on the person who's maybe hosting the meeting, or on our inspiration speakers when they're talking, just so everyone can maintain the focus on the speaker. And the gallery view is a view where you can see all of the participants in one frame. Usually, I believe there are around 29 participants that you can see in one frame. But since we'll be having much more than 29, there will be arrows on the sides over here on the left and over here on the right that you can click to see more people. You can go back and forth and see the different girls that are in our camp. And so that's the gallery view. The immersive view is another option, I believe, that comes with the new updated version of Zoom, which we won't be using, so you don't need to worry about that one. Okay, and so for the tools down here, we'll start with the participants icon. This is, if you click on this icon, you'll see all the participants that are in the meeting. you'll see their names and their profiles all down here. Like I said before, I'm the only one in this meeting, so you can only see me, one person, but usually you'll be able to see a whole list of people. And if you click on this More button, you can edit your profile picture or you can rename yourself. Let's say if you've been using someone else's Zoom account and it's not your actual name, it's someone else's name, but you want to change it, then you can go ahead and go to More, click on Rename, and just edit your name. I'm just going to keep mine at Alexis Kim and click OK. And it'll edit your name. So you'll have the new edited name here, and everyone will be able to see your name over here as well. So that's the participants box. And if you see this arrow over here, you'll be able to have the option to close the participants box. So click on this arrow, close. You can always open the participants box again, clicking on this icon, and then close again. The next one is the chat box. This is what we'll be using a lot, I assume, for any behind the scenes communication or any private messages. Anything going on, we can communicate through this chat. And the good thing about this is that not only can you send a message to every single person in the meeting, but you can also send private messages to certain individuals in the meeting. So for now, I only have the option for everyone because there's only one person in the meeting. But usually when there's more people in the meeting, there will be a whole list of individual people. And so if you go to this everyone box, click on it, you'll be able to see the option to text a certain individual in the meeting or just everyone if you want to make an announcement to all the participants in the meeting. So this will be useful for communication throughout the meeting. And with the in the same way as the participants box, you can also close the chat box using this arrow. Close, and you can reopen it by clicking the chat icon again. And the next one is the share screen option. I'm not entirely sure if anyone other than the host needs to use this tool, but it's good to know what it's for. So this share screen allows anyone to share their screen outside of the Zoom app. So let's say if you have a Google Chrome tab open, and you want to show the participants or your girls a YouTube video, or certain document with instructions that you have on another tab, then you can click on the share screen and you have the option to go to your different tabs and show what you have on those tabs. And then when you want to stop sharing, you just click on this red button over here that says stop share, and you'll be back and you won't be sharing the tab that you were sharing earlier. For the record function, this is just to record the meeting. I don't believe we'll be using this, so I don't think you need to be worrying about this function. And the breakout rooms are an important function because we'll be using these as a way to separate teams. We'll be using breakout rooms as sort of separate groups to separate the girls into different teams with their coaches, so that they can discuss their projects, collaborate together, be in a more seclusive environment to bond better. And so this shows differently because I'm currently the host of this meeting, but usually if you're just a participant in the meeting, you'll be getting a notification just like this white box that asks or that says that the host invites you to go into a breakout room. Let's say breakout room 1 or 2. And if you accept the offer, then you'll be placed into that breakout room with the rest of your group members, including the girls and coaches. So, in the breakout rooms, once you're in the breakout rooms, you'll be separated from the rest of the people that you've been seeing in these whole group meetings, and you'll be just with your group members. So that's a chance where you get to discuss and just bond with each other. Um, and if you want to leave the breakout room, you can just, there will be an option over here that says leave, and it'll have either leave room or leave meeting. You don't want to click on leave meeting because that means that you'll be leaving the whole camp meeting and you'll have to join again. So you want to just click on leave room, and that'll just bring you back to the whole group for further instructions or for the next activity. In most cases, the host will automatically close the groups, and so you'll just be waiting for a countdown until all the groups closed, and you'll be automatically placed back into the main group where you'll see everyone else, not just your group members, but just everyone in the whole meeting. And that's when you know that you finished, um, or the time is up for group discussions and you're going on to the next activity as a whole group. So that is breakout rooms. And the last one we have is reactions. Um, we may be using this function as a way to just ask for if the girls have any questions, or just certain people might just use it just to show how they feel. If they thought certain speeches were funny, they can, have a laughing emoji on the corner of their video, and it's just a sign for the host to see how the meeting is going. If someone has a question, they can raise their hand, and this hand will notify the host that someone needs help or someone has a question. Once their question is answered or once they got their help, they can lower their hand. I believe with the latest update, with the latest version of Zoom, you get to choose more emojis and icons, but that won't be necessary. These basic icons over here are good enough. And lastly, this end button is for if you want to end the meeting, or in our case, it's for the participants to leave the meeting. So at the end of every day, we'll be leaving the meeting. You just click on this red button and you'll be out of the meeting. So that's when you'll be finished with camp for that day. So I hope that this guide helps navigate through Zoom a little bit. Just get to know some of the most basic functions that we'll be most likely using. And I strongly suggest just going into Zoom and just playing around. Just try clicking on buttons, anything, just to see what happens, just to get to know things and how things work in Zoom before camp, so that you're familiar with it if you're already not familiar with it. Yeah, and I hope that helped. Yeah, thank you.